Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner have continued their Middle Eastern tour with a pit stop in Qatar to watch 2 World Cup games in one day. The former first daughter, 41, who announced this month she will not be a part of Donald Trump's 2024 presidential campaign, joined her husband and sons Joseph and Theodore at the Lusail Stadium last night to watch Brazil face Serbia. The family watched on as one of the tournament favorites showed off their Samba soccer flair with a 2-0 win, courtesy of a brace from Richarlison, including a stunning volley. Ivanka and Jared, who served as a Middle East advisor to Trump, were seen mixing with politicians and billionaire businessmen during the game, showing their continued influence after their departure from the White House. Ivanka, who said she wants to prioritize my young children and the private life we are creating as a family over her father's political ambitions, was seen in deep conversation with Qatari Prime Minister Khalid bin Khalifa Abdulaziz Al Thani. Also sitting with the power couple was Nasser Al Khelaifi, the president and CEO of French football club Paris Saint-Germain, who's worth an estimated $8 billion. Joseph, 9, appeared enthralled by the contest as the family watched on from their exclusive corporate seats, while Theo was fully decked out in a Portugal hat, glasses and scarf. The match came a day after the family enjoyed a private boat trip on their first ever trip to Egypt. After embarking on a tour of the pyramids and riding camels in the desert, Ivanka and the family turned their attention to the city of Luxor, treating her 7.5 meters Instagram followers to a glimpse of their day on both her stories and feed. Ivanka wrote, "Exploring the wonders of Luxor, one of the oldest inhabited cities in the world," before taking a tour of the Luxor Temple, which is situated on the east bank of the River Nile. The family was pictured in front of an ancient statue of the god Amun by the entrance. As she braved the 29-degree heat, Ivanka was pictured in a floaty green button-down kaftan as she placed a protective arm around 8-year-old Joseph. When they got inside, the proud mother also shared a photo of her youngest son Theodore, posing next to some of the ancient artwork inside the temple. After completing the tour, the family soaked in the culture outside the temple too, and the mother was pictured jumping for joy with Theodore along the Avenue of Sphinxes. Later in the day, Ivanka, Jared, and their children enjoyed some quality time together on a private boat trip. On board the boat, the proud mother shared a photo of Theodore trying his hand at steering under the careful watch of an instructor. Meanwhile, Ivanka and Jared were all smiles as they posed for a photo on the deck of the boat. In the same green dress as before, the mother couldn't hide her joy as she lifted her arms in the air while her husband beamed. Jared was serving as a senior advisor for his father-in-law, Donald Trump, when he last visited Egypt in August 2017. He and the other visiting U.S. officials were snubbed by the foreign ministry in Cairo after the Trump administration cut and delayed aid to the country. The American delegation, headed by Jared, had stopped in Cairo as part of a Mideast tour to press Israeli-Palestinian peace efforts. Jared's signature work in the Middle East under Trump was the Abraham Accords, a series of treaties that opened diplomatic relations between Israel and various Arab states. Last week, Ivanka officially announced that she would not be taking part in her father's presidential campaign and revealed she was choosing to focus on her young family instead. "I love my father very much. This time around, I'm choosing to prioritize my young children and the private life we are creating as a family," the former White House advisor said. "While I will always love and support my father, going forward I will do so outside the political arena." Sharing photos from their first day in Egypt, Ivanka wrote, "A day at the pyramids, so special to explore the beauty of Egypt for the first time with my family." Ivanka was dressed in a long-sleeve white dress with buttons down the front and sneakers for the outing. Her long blonde hair was styled loosely around her shoulders, and she was holding a wide-brim hat in her hand. One family shot shows the couple and their 3 children smiling brightly while posing together inside a mosque. Arabella, 11, looks like the spitting image of her mother in a pale blue top with short chiffon sleeves and matching trousers. Ivanka Trump tweeted a photo of her family at the United States World Cup match in Qatar on Friday. "Go Team USA," the former White House advisor tweeted, followed by an emoji of an American flag. One photo Trump posted shows Trump, her husband, Jared Kushner, and their 3 children, and another shows her son wearing a red, white and blue hat and an American flag, and holding a flag. Trump, the daughter of former President Trump, said earlier this month that she does not plan to be involved in politics, following her father's announcement that he is making a 3rd run for the White House in 2024. She said she wants to prioritize her children and private life. "While I will always love and support my father, going forward I will do so outside the political arena," she told Fox News Digital in an interview. Ivanka Trump and Kushner both served as top advisors to Trump during his presidency. The United States and England tied 0-0 in the match, their second games of the first round of the 2022 World Cup. Envir por email World Cup 2022. Christian Pulisic's MVP versus England makes fans wonder if football should be called Soccer World Cup 2022. Spain boss Luis Enrique doesn't mind his players having sex during the World Cup. Former first daughter Ivanka Trump and her husband Jared Kushner sat with Qatar's Prime Minister Khalid bin Khalifa bin Abdulaziz Al Thani on Thursday as they watched Brazil defeat Serbia. Trump, 41, had recently stated she would no longer participate in politics amid her father's announcement that he'll be running for a second presidential term in 2024. "I love my father very much," Ivanka said. "This time around, I am choosing to prioritize my young children and the private life we are creating as a family. I do not plan to be involved in politics. While I will always love and support my father, going forward I will do so outside the political arena," she added. "I am grateful to have had the honor of serving the American people, and I will always be proud of many of our administration's accomplishments." Kushner, 41, was also spotted speaking with Qatari billionaire businessman and Paris Saint-Germain president Nasser Al-Khelaifi. Considering Ivanka's statement declaring her retirement from politics, it's likely that she and Jared were simply there as guests of the Qatar PM, as Kushner has forged relationships with various Middle Eastern leaders. When he was Donald Trump's presidential advisor, Kushner traveled to the Middle East on multiple occasions to negotiate peace talks. Their World Cup visit comes after the Trump-Kushner family spent the past few days vacationing in Egypt. Ivanka Trump is proving that she is focusing on her private life and family, and not on her dad's third bid for the White House. The eldest daughter of former President Donald Trump jetted off to Egypt with her husband, Jared Kushner, and their 3 children, mere days after announcing that she would not be participating in her father's 2024 campaign for a second term. A day at the pyramids, the former senior advisor, 41, captioned an Instagram carousel Monday containing 8 photos of the fivesome riding camels and posing in front of ancient structures. "So special to explore the beauty of Egypt for the first time with my family." Ivanka ditched her usual buttoned-up look for an airy white dress and baby blue tennis shoes, while Kushner, who is also 41 and also served as one of Donald's senior advisors, went with a white t-shirt, khaki shorts, sneakers and a New York Mets baseball cap. The couple's 2 boys, Joseph, 9, and Theodore, 6, wore outfits similar to their dads, while 11-year-old Arabella paired a baby blue top with matching wide-legged pants and walking shoes. Perhaps it was the preteen who captured the precious moment shared by her mom, as she was seen with a professional camera hanging from her neck. Ivanka was noticeably absent from her father's presidential campaign announcement in Florida last week, during which he vowed to make America great and glorious again and ensure that Joe Biden does not receive 4 more years. Shortly after, the former first daughter released a statement, explaining, "I love my father very much. This time around, I am choosing to prioritize my young children and the private life we are creating as a family. I do not plan to be involved in politics. While I will always love and support my father, going forward I will do so outside the political arena," she added. "I am grateful to have had the honor of serving the American people, and I will always be proud of many of our administration's accomplishments." An insider recently told the Post that her mother Ivana Trump's sudden death in July contributed to the socialite's decision to bow out of politics. "I think losing a parent definitely leads to a real awakening," the insider shared. "That means different things for different people. For Ivanka, it underscored how fleeting time is." Sitting this one out, Ivanka Trump likely won't be involved in Dad Donald Trump's newly announced presidential campaign, an insider exclusively reveals in the new issue of Us Weekly. Donald Trump's family, his kids, grandkids, wives and more. Ivanka had a rotten time toward the end of her dad's reign, and in the many months that followed, as the whole family was put through the ringer by the messy way it all ended, the source says of the women who work author, 41. She saw firsthand how vicious and toxic the backbiting was and still is, and by the time came for her to step away she couldn't do so fast enough. The New York City native worked as a senior advisor in her father's administration, but the insider claims she won't return in such a capacity should he win again in 2024, and she won't get involved in his campaign, either. Even if her dad begged her to be involved in his campaign again, Ivanka would turn it down flat, the source tells us. Her priority is to pursue a calm, low-key life now and enjoy her new professional start in the private sector, raise her family, and stay away from the circus and volatility that will surely be coming along with her dad's campaign. Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner's relationship timeline. Still, the insider adds that there's no bad blood between Ivanka and the former Apprentice host, 76. She wishes him the very best and loves him dearly, but the no couldn't have come quicker on this occasion, the source explains. The Art of the Deal co-author announced his bid for the 2024 Republican presidential nomination on November 15 after trying to overthrow the results of the 2020 election and being impeached twice during his first term. Shortly after the announcement, Ivanka told Fox News that she has no plans to work with him as he once again seeks political office. "I love my father very much," she explained. "This time around, I am choosing to prioritize my young children and the private life we are creating as a family. I do not plan to be involved in politics." From family's next generation, cutest kid photos over the years. The former model shares daughter Arabella, 11, and sons Joseph, 8, and Theodore, 6, with husband Jared Kushner, whom she wed in October 2009. "While I will always love and support my father, going forward I will do so outside the political arena," Ivanka added. "I am grateful to have had the honor of serving the American people and will always be proud of many of our administration's accomplishments." Tiffany Trump said "I do" to her fiancé Michael Bulos. The couple had a beautiful Florida wedding in Palm Beach at the family's Mar-a-Lago resort, a property owned by her father, former U.S. President Donald Trump. At the fairy tale wedding, the 29-year-old Trump was surrounded by all her loved ones, including her older sister. Touched by the ceremony, Ivanka Trump took to Instagram to share a few stunning photos of the event, along with a sweet dedication to her youngest sister. In the post, Ivanka shared 7 photos, starting with one of her with Tiffany, who is wearing her glamorous wedding gown. Along with the photos, the former first daughter included a sentimental caption that read, "When I was 12 years old, my dream of having a baby sister came true. From the first moment I held Ivana Trump in my arms and looked into those big, kind, curious blue eyes, I was smitten." Tiffany radiates love, compassion and grace, attributes that she will bring into her marriage with Michael. She sent well wishes to the newlyweds. Ivanka, who wore a stunning light blue gown, also shared a couple of photos from the wedding, including one with her daughter Arabella and another with her family, her husband Jared Kushner, daughter, and 2 boys, Joseph and Theodore. Tiffany Trump got engaged to the Lebanese-American businessman Michael Bulos on her father's last full day in office. Bulos proposed in the Rose Garden at the White House. Ivanka Trump spent Giving Tuesday in North Carolina with Ripe Revival, an organization that works to distribute meat, dairy, fresh produce and other items to food-insecure rural families in the state. Wonderful organizations like Ripe Revival foster connectivity between America's small farms and hungry families in need of healthy and nutritious food, Trump said. On this Giving Tuesday, I had the pleasure of joining Ripe Revival in North Carolina to help distribute their beautiful, locally sourced fresh produce, protein and dairy to food-insecure rural families near Raleigh. During her visit, Trump helped Ripe for Revival pack its mobile market bus with food and later volunteered at one of their weekly distribution sites in Littleton, North Carolina. The organization has partnered with the Ed Fitz Charitable Foundation and Littleton Academy, a community organization and a school, to establish a voucher program that lets parents shop for groceries with their children after school. Prices for the food products in the mobile market bus are subsidized and cost about 25% less than prices found at the grocery store. Ripe for Revival's purpose is to revive communities through food by creating an impact from the farm to consumer and beyond, CEO Will Cornegay told Fox News. Our mission is rooted in agriculture and driven by connecting communities together. We are honored to spend Giving Tuesday with Ivanka Trump and her team as they visit the Ripe for Revival 501c3 Pay What You Can mobile market program, Cornegay said. This nonprofit program makes fresh local produce and food accessible and affordable to all, regardless of their budget. Ripe Revival credits the creation of their business and nonprofit organization to the Farmers to Families Food Box program that Trump spearheaded alongside USDA's Secretary of Agriculture Sonny Perdue during the Trump administration. That program provided nearly 4 billion meals to families in need during the COVID pandemic. The former program participants, including Ripe for Revival, have grown both their for-profit food distribution business and their nonprofit organization. Since she left government, Trump has focused on philanthropic efforts that include supporting farmers in the United States, fighting food insecurity, and aiding in various disaster relief efforts at home and abroad. During the early days of Russia's war against Ukraine, she helped supply 1 million meals to Ukrainian families in need. Domestically, she has provided financial relief and volunteered at disaster-stricken areas across the United States, including Kentucky, Florida, and Louisiana. I love my father very much. This time around, I am choosing to prioritize my young children and the private life we are creating as a family, Ivanka Trump told Fox News Digital. I do not plan to be involved in politics. While I will always love and support my father, going forward I will do so outside the political arena. I am grateful to have had the honor of serving the American people and will always be proud of many of our administration's accomplishments. She told Fox she is extremely close with her father. That hasn't changed and will never change, she added. I've had many roles over the years, but that of daughter is one of the most elemental and consequential. I am loving this time with my kids, loving life in Miami and the freedom and privacy with having returned to the private sector. This has been one of the greatest times of my life. Ivanka Trump sends 1M meals to Ukrainian refugees. Trump and her husband, Jared Kushner, moved to Miami after spending 4 years in Washington, D.C., and serving in the Trump administration. My kids are thriving, and I want to maintain this cadence, this rhythm at this point in our family's life, she said, adding that time is fleeting, and every parent will tell you it really does go by so quickly. The couple has 3 children: Arabella, 11, Joseph, 9, and Theodore, 6. They are at critical ages, and we are enjoying these moments with them, Trump said. We're happy where we are right now, and we will continue to support my father as his kids. Trump, who served as a senior advisor in the White House during her father's administration, told Fox News Digital that she never intended to go into politics. I'm very proud of what I was able to accomplish, she said. I left it all on the field, and I don't miss it. During her time in the Trump administration, Ivanka Trump championed policies that supported economic opportunities for working families, including doubling the child tax credit, child care support, education, workforce development, and paid family leave. She successfully advocated for the largest expansion ever of child care and development block grants. She also worked with members of Congress to secure 12 weeks of paid family leave for federal workers, and she took part in COVID negotiations to ensure workers at small businesses had paid sick leave to care for themselves or sick family members. During the COVID-19 pandemic, she worked closely with the Small Business Administration and the Department of the Treasury to help enact the Paycheck Protection Program, and worked with the USDA to create the Farmers to Families Food Box Program, which delivered more than 170 million boxes of fresh food to families in need. During her time in Washington, she also pushed to double Department of Justice funding to combat human trafficking.